Thank you so much, Chancellor Martin. And it is really wonderful to be back here at home on campus with all of you today. And this wonderful graduation class, and of course, the special class graduating and celebrating 50 years from this wonderful, wonderful university. To President Lombardi, William Jenkins, who I don't think is here, but is a wonderful friend and a great mentor of mine. To Provost Merger, Chairman Roy, who is also not here, but my good friend James Moore, and Hank Allen, thank you for your service to our state. To honored guests and parents and family and friends, and most importantly, this terrific class, the class of 2009. Thank you for inviting me. Since I know that I'm probably the last person, I think President Lombardi is standing between them and their opponents, I'm to be mindful of my favorite attitude, which is blessed of the belief they shall be invited back. So I want you to come back. It wasn't that long ago that I was here. As Chancellor said, I graduated, I was trying to calculate 32 years ago. And actually got my commitment, I leave the public service here at the LSU campus. I was a sociology major, and it had great impact on me. I had taken on one course in high school. I graduated from Ursuline High School in New Orleans and came here at LSU and just became thrilled with the courses taught here in that particular subject, the study of society and families and what makes them work and what makes them strong. And didn't think I would go into public office, but as I was in here listening to what Chancellor Martin was saying, I was reminded of the impression that those classes and the faculty and leaders here made on me at that time. And then, of course, just 6 months after graduating from LSU, I had nerve, the foolishness, fun of two, to think I could run for office and actually surprise myself and won when I got to the Louisiana legislature. Then to call up professors frequently and say, now what do I do? But not only did I graduate from LSU, but I'm very proud to say that 5 of my siblings followed me here. I have 8 of them, and I'm the oldest of our family, and 5 of them followed me here to LSU and graduated. And 5 of them married graduates of LSU, 5 of us, including myself. Some of those romances started right here on campus, and I hate to tell you, President Lombardi, that those romances have created more than 20 children, and I think we're all head here. So just get ready. But we have a great connection to LSU, and I'm very, very proud to be here today. I wanted just to talk briefly really this morning about community service and remind everyone that LSU started 140 years ago. We've had many more ceremonies and commencements, but about 140 years ago, in a very unrelenting atmosphere of civil war, military invasion, devastating, costly fire, this university was created. It took 9 years from its initial creation to graduate that first class. And at that first ceremony, 140 years ago, there were 8 students. Today, as we all look out on you, all of us, and your parents and spouses and friends and children, we're very impressed for 140 years of success and effort to produce 3,427 graduates here today. 104 years ago, there weren't any females among those 8. Today, this room of graduates is full of people, of women, of people of all backgrounds, races, and as Chancellor Martin said, from many places in the world. So lots have changed. More graduates then. I think President Lombardi, the tuition was $60. Now it's changed, maybe not in a good way, but some of the elements remain the same. Superintendent David Boyd addressed the departing graduates of that day and said to them and advised them, said, be sure to be honest and truthful, just and generous, modest and considerate, courteous and polite, respecting every honest name, however humble he may be. Almost a century and a half later, I believe that advice is still as relevant today as it was then. And many of you seem to be well on your way, headed in the right direction. In fact, as the Chancellor was saying, this class seemed to be chock full of extraordinary individuals that our state and nation, perhaps our entire world, will hear from very shortly. One member of the graduated class, and he named a few, but one Dan Clark, who is receiving the first ever bachelor's degree from the School of the Coast and the Environment. As many of you know, my predecessor as Senate was largely instrumental in creating that school. Senator Ben Johnson, as chairman of the Energy Committee and member of Appropriations. I continue in the way that I can, hopefully in his footsteps, continue to support that school as we struggle with one of the greatest environmental challenges, not just in the nation, but the world, and that is protecting the 7th largest delta on the planet, the delta that we live in. The School of the Coast was created and committed to the preservation of that way of life, our culture, the preservation of cities, not just New Orleans, not just communities like St. Bernard, Blackman, but all of South Louisiana and all of Louisiana we work to protect. I'm proud of graduates like Nia Clark that have picked up and mentioned that I will serve to help do this. I hope it will be her life's work. It's been part of my life's work, and I commend her. Thank you very much. And then as Chancellor Martin recognized, but was so extraordinary that both our class, I wanted to mention it again. I'm going to try to have this name correct. Yuyaga Ernbold. She was mentioned as coming from Mongolia. She's overcome challenges that most of us could not even imagine. Traveling tens of thousands of miles to come to school without sight, but she's overcome that challenge with bravery and courage. Not only did she obviously do that for herself, but her vision is to go back and to create library service for the blind in Mongolia. Her family is here. I'd like them to stand and be recognized. They came all the way from Mongolia. They're here this morning, if they would stand. I'm not sure where they are. And they're somewhere not here on campus. And I want to thank her and her family for her vision of heart. And I am looking forward to hearing word from her in the years to come. I'd also like to congratulate the students. The 4.0 eluded me when I was here. I'm always impressed with those who graduate with perfect grades. Claire Kendrick is one who did. She is a perfect 4.0, but more importantly than that, Claire spent summers between her junior and senior year volunteering at orphanages in war-torn Congo. She's a true scholar who submitted a proposal just recently to overhaul Peace Corps. Claire plans to attend graduate school, complete residency at Charity Hospital, work for Doctors Without Borders, before joining the World Health Organization. I call that an exciting and ambitious plan. And I want to tell Claire, who didn't even know I would speak about her today, that I'm going to read her plan for the Peace Corps because the United States Senate is getting ready to reauthorize it after 50 years, and hope that perhaps some of her thoughts conclude in that important work that we will do in our Congress this year. These are just a few of the stories of this class that inspired me. These are just a few of the stories that called me to briefly talk to you for the next just 5 minutes about our President's call to service. This class knows probably more about the subject than recent classes, or maybe all the classes the last many years. This is the Victorian class. This is the class that started here, happily in the late summer of August of 2005, just checking into dorm rooms and kind of just looking forward to a regular year. And we know what happened. Literally, the water rushed in and rose homes and lives and schools, visions and dreams destroyed, literally thousands of lives lost. These students struggled, the universities struggled. Universities were inundated throughout the state, filled with completely underwater. The area was completely underwater. The University of New Orleans was inundated probably 4 to 6 feet of water. This university and this building now provided solace and comfort to those fleeing the high water trying to regain their footing. So this class lived through it, many of them victims and survivors of it, and many of them called to service because of it. So I wanted just to say how proud I am of President Obama's call to service, to leave this class with a calling to think about what Congress and the President is doing to lift up our country, to look more to the call of service. Whether you do it through your own career or whether you step out of your earning, whatever you choose the field, to continue to serve, to volunteer, to be a part of making America great and strong. When we were observed over 150 years ago by de Tocqueville in his great book, The Democracy of America, he commented in that book, as he observed this growing, fledgling democracy, that one of the things that made America strong, he said, was the fact that America seemed to be so good. I think that our President and our Congress understand that to keep America great, we need to encourage America to be good, the best that she can be. And we do that by calling you service. This new act that I was pleased to sign with him and with Senator Kennedy and with Senator Orrin Hatch just 4 weeks ago will do many things. One, it will call the nation to service by commemorating September 11th. A day 8 years ago, it seems like it was not that long ago, 8 years ago, 3,000 Americans, innocent Americans were killed by a horrific attack on our country. We recognize that day now as a day of service and commit ourselves to thinking about what more we can do. Second, it will create a social innovation fund to withstand proven service projects and fund new and exciting entrepreneurial programs where entire communities can profit. One example, I think members of this class know about 120 of you, I think, from St. Bernard Parish. St. Bernard Parish was totally destroyed in Hurricane Katrina. There were only 5 homes out of that community of 67,000 people that were inhabitable. Some of these students came from St. Bernard, and many of them have gone to St. Bernard to work to rebuild. This is what I think the President and Congress have in mind when we talk about encouraging social innovation funds. The St. Bernard Project, which people with great careers and a lot of money left Washington came down to St. Bernard, and together, because what they have done is social entrepreneurial spirit, built almost 200 homes back in St. Bernard. I must say, almost more than the government has done today. Third establishes volunteer generation fund to help nonprofits recruit, manage, and support volunteers so we can create a new generation of community servants. My brother, Mr. Landrieu, was Lieutenant Governor, will be helping organize this. His good friends, Jennifer Riley, he's right here from Baton Rouge, has been a Swiss inspiration as one of the founders of the city here. I will continue to work with the Lieutenant Governor to promote this here in our state. And finally, on board provision, and one well into our experience here in Louisiana, is this bill will call a new National Service Corps of veterans, of people who have served before to join the Reserve Corps in the event we have another disaster like Hurricane Katrina and Rita that overwhelm the federal, state, and local government, so that we can be more organized to private sector to step up and help. I think this is the spirit that President Kennedy had when he created the Peace Corps. I know this is what we believe in Congress to be one of the great strengths and unique elements and characteristics of American democracy today. So it's my hope that this act will inspire all of us. We'll create a better framework. We'll establish a vision for how we can continue to serve, whether it's rebuilding our coast, teaching blind children how to function in the world, or building a home for a veteran that stormed to Normandy, but when he turned around, there was no one there to help with his home in St. Bernard Parish. I hope that we will, in this class, will take the challenges that Katrina brought to you and turn it into something very positive as you think about what you learned your LSU, what Dr. Wade called you to do in terms of being respectful, courteous, and humble in your work. And with your diploma now in hand, I hope it will go forward and make the very best of life God intended for you and He created you. Thank you so much.